Hello everyone, I'm Metis Balaska, and welcome back to Arcadia Fallen. It's been a while since my last recording. There's a lot to update, but let's get back into the game right now. Okay, so it's been a while since my last recording, so I should make some update. It's for one, the graphics card that I ordered that has come in along with the pop filter I ordered with it. I need another component for the graphics card to work, but I've got the pop filter all set up, and I'm hoping you can hear the difference. And so yeah, some interesting things going on in the world. Well, the most notably for certain fans is the Shethoseki in Japan and split in half. And if you know your Japanese folklore, you will know that's where the nine-tailed fox yokai Tamamo-no-Mae was supposed to be sealed. So there's a bit of a Tamamo mania going around, and I'm a bit swept up on it. Aside from my own little projects, I'm also like putting together my own story with Tamamo-no-Mae. It's been a while, and I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, and I kind of want a Tamamo-no-Mae model, like not based on the Fate one, and as much as I love Fate, but I definitely want one based off of the version I'm working on. I might get to that in the middle of things. But yeah, I'm still going to keep the Let's Plays going, and hopefully when with the new graphics cards is set up, I can get I can further expand the repertoire of games I'm working on, as it were. But getting back into what we're doing now, I'd love to go and do more with Anne. But we've got something special waiting for us in the tavern with Michael. Oh, and heads up, this is actually my second attempt recording. Like, I messed up the first attempt really bad. My recording wasn't capturing the game audio for some weird reason, and actually not for some weird reason. I know exactly the reason. It's because I forgot to compensate, because I changed my setup so I don't have to keep plugging in and unplugging my headphones every time I want to record. Or review my last recordings. So lesson learned. That's something I gotta watch out from now on. I should have tested things earlier, but it's difficult because as we've been going through load shedding this past week, and everyone who's from where I come from know exactly what I'm talking about. It's been a colossal pain, especially since we're the only ones, especially since we only have one provider for our for that particular utility, and I'm pretty sure there's like only one provider per utility. Anyway, sounds like Michael's getting a bit impatient, so let's get going. In the evening, you and Mime make your way to the tavern to hunt down information from Michael. You find the mage sitting alone at a table in the corner. I am going to try and make the same choices as that I did the first attempt, but I don't. But I might not always remember what choices I made, and that my memory's weird like that. But moving on. What's the plan? Okay, so we're here. What's the plan? Some hydrate. I've got water with me. Talking really dries my throat. It's quite simple and mostly involves sitting and waiting. Many of the town's residents frequent this place after hours to complain and drink their sorrows away. Yeah, common thing. Taverns and bars and stories are generally good places to get information. I don't know if it's like a common thing in actual investigations and stuff, but I think bars have been frequent on occasion and in actual investigations, I think, and at least is when certain suspects are concerned. Anyway, it does seem kind of crowded in here. I've noticed those working for this Goldner fellow seem to have more quarrels to drink away than others. So let's try listen in, see if we can learn a thing or two. Big surprise, right? Like you're working for an asshole like Goldner. You're going to have a lot of troubles to drink away. A lot of stuff you probably don't want to remember in the morning. Okay, romance. Great thinking.
That's great.
That's a great plan, Michael. Compliments, huh? Careful now. I might get used to those. Zillows 2.0. The mage pulls out a deck of cards and starts shuffling and with an easy smile. Yeah, so here's an interesting thing we're going to get into. This leads into a rather telltale scene. How about a friendly game while we wait? You want to play cards now? Careful, I'm quite good. I suppose there's no harm.
I see.
I suppose there's no harm in that. It'll probably make us blend in better.
I agree.
You're quite right. In fact, when you put it like that, it seems like the most rational thing to do, no? And I'm sure you don't want to play for any other reason. For the sake of our mission, Michael deals the cards and Mime sits off to the side, watching you two curiously as you play. As the light dims outside, more and more patrons make their way into the tavern, but none seem to be Goldner's men so far. You put down your first card, and Mime leans over you, over your shoulder to get a good look. How pretty! Oh, my baby. Are all the cards painted like this? Indeed, I got this deck from an artist, an erudite, says a reward for... Well, that's another story entirely. What did you do? No, seriously, what did you do? You're Zealous 2.0, you can't possibly have done nothing. They're quite spectacular, and I especially like the careful attention to the symbolic meaning behind each card. Huh? There's a meaning to it? Isn't it just a picture of a coin? Yeah, the pack of cards we're playing with are tarot. The fact that the picture is of a coin should tell you that clearly. It's tarot cards, which in fact I believe modern playing cards actually come from. Like I believe spades used to be swords, clubs used to be wands, diamonds I think used to be coins. And I can't remember the other one. I think hearts was cups. Oh yeah, the other one, the other suit of the tarot was cups. Yeah, that's right.
Let's see.
Once upon a time, humans believed cards like these held magical properties. Yeah, so tarot. They would read the meaning behind the cards and take it as a sign of divination. Such things are illegal now, of course, so the symbols that were once commonly known are now largely forgotten. Just one more thing the Empire has destroyed. Yeah, it's interesting, yeah, and when you even look at our own history, how many symbols have actually changed? Like, there are many symbols that were associated with fertility and life are actually now associated with evil. In fact, even black, considered the color of death, was actually considered the color of life by ancient Egyptians because of soil that would wash up from the Nile. It was that soil was like black in color, but it was that way because it was super fertile. So it was good for growing things. Not all humans are like that, though. I bet Metis knows some of the meanings. She's really smart, after all. I am the resident goddess of knowledge. My voice broke. Don't drag me into this. Also, I'm recording during the day as opposed to night, so I'm noticing my my model isn't half as berserk as it was in previous recordings. Thank you. That's very kind of you to say, Mime, but really, how many humans does Mime know? Like, we were, what, the very first person she knew, and she's only, like, known 6 in total, I believe.
You're the best.
Oh, my baby. I'm just being honest. You're the smartest human I know, after all. How many humans do you know, Mime? Case in point. That's beside the point. If you say so. I'm curious now, though. Metis has been quite adept at subverting my expectations, and also cracking her voice like hell. I wonder just how much of the old meanings have survived. Challenge accepted. Sorry. Would you care to put it to the test? Oh yeah, I remember what they did here. This gets good. Is there a prize if I get it right?
I wonder.
That depends. Is there a prize if I pass?
Oh, really?
That is an excellent point. Why don't we make it interesting? If we win this game, I'll tell you a secret of mine. Zelos 2.0 telling a secret? Perish the thought. Curiosity is a great motivator, no? Get ready to spill them beans! Prepare yourself, Michael. I'm going to make you spill all your secrets when we're done.
Let's see.
I don't believe the deck has that many cards, but very well, let's begin. I can be persuasive. Why don't we start with the card that drew our dear mime's attention? The coin, a card most associated with wealth, but do you perhaps know its original meaning? Wealth, gold, trust. Now, this is obviously, I originally thought this was a trick question, but this is rather obvious, because he just blatantly told us that he just blatantly told us it wasn't wealth. And by the definition, it can't be gold either. And I did look at this up. This is true of our tarot too. It's actually trust.
I wonder.
The meaning is trust. A coin is worthless if no one trusts in its value. And that is actually true. Like, money has value because we give it value. Like, at the end of the day, those are just shards of metal and paper with ink on it. If we just all one day decided money had no value, then it would become worthless. Ha! I'm surprised you knew that one. And didn't Google it. Which I totally didn't the first time. We put our trust in the fact that possessing one of these worthless discs will allow you to trade it in again. Blech. What was I reading there? Well, I wasn't too far off. Humans are quite fascinating, no? Michael shuffles the cards, then draws 3, putting 2 of them face up and the last one face down. The bird gods. I believe you are familiar with the first 2. The sparrow, the patron of heroes' tales, and the raven, and the harbinger of death. And I believe this actually shows in our own stories too. Like, well, one, they mention they mention the Sparrow's Inn, and that it's something that exists in, and that's something that exists in Japanese folklore. In fact, the beginning of this year, Fate Grand Order did a rerun of the event that surrounded that. I don't know too much of the story behind it, so I don't know if heroes were exactly a selling point, but I know for a fact that Ellie is from the event that travelers who got lost around that vicinity would land up in the inn, and they would be treated as guests until they recovered and could leave. And the ravens, that comes from Norse mythology. Odin had ravens as his servants, and they'd become a symbol of death because of it. It's like and it's been popularized in Edgar Allan Poe's famous poem, The Raven. At least I think that's what it was called, wasn't it? These brothers have a third sibling, do you know? Okay, this one you can get easily by association. And, Like, consider what the other two we were just presented are. The swan is too big to be part of that, to be one of the brothers, and the eagle is a bird of prey. Therefore, nightingale.
Actually...
It's the nightingale, isn't it?
Sure thing.
Correct answer. For someone who isn't supposed to know the old religion, and you are quite good at this. Just checking my audio. I'm very paranoid about that now. The nightingale is my favorite of the bird gods. The patron of storytellers, so feared that even the Empire doesn't dare mess with bards and performers working under under his banner. I'd like to know if that also came from some mythological background, and but yeah, in this world, don't screw with bards. It doesn't lead to good things. Michael deals another hand and hums to himself, picking one card and placing it down face up. How curious. Who... Mai moves to peer over Michael's shoulder. Her golden eyes widen as she takes in the tall humanoid creature with the deer skull for a head. That description seem familiar? We've been having dreams about this guy. Who's this? Now, with you hear deer skull, you'd obviously think you would likely gravitate to death or the King of Nightmares. But remember, we've been dreaming about this guy. It doesn't really pan. Like if he were death, he would appear either as we died or if as we're about to die. Remember, personifications of death don't kill. They take those who, they come to collect those who have died. Sure, they have what's the word I'm looking for? They have sovereignty over the dead, but they don't really kill anyone. And the King of Nightmares also doesn't pan out because, let's think about it. Other than seeing this dude, nothing's really happened. And in the moments we've dreamed about him. But what so what do we have left? This would also make sense because I believe like Celtic shaman would wear headdresses with deer antlers, I believe. I don't know if skulls were a part of the whole thing. But or am I thinking Vikings? Or rather, the North. It was some kind of priest equivalent. So the father of the forest.
So...
He's the father of the forest. One of the gods of the old religion.
Well, I'll be damned.
That's right. Despite his frightening appearance, it is said that he is a gentle god. Yeah, so him appearing before us is not a bad thing. Like, either he has taken an interest in us, or he is there is someone close to us that he is watching. I wonder who that could be. A steward of creatures in the woods. What is it, Mime? Do you like this card?
You see,
It's difficult to explain, but I just sort of feel sad. Bleh. But I just sort of feel sort of sad looking at this. But also happy? It's so strange.
Here.
Well, if you like it that much, you can keep it for now. You are probably never getting that back.
Well, I'll be damned.
Our game has concluded, after all, and I must admit defeat. You have proven to be quite proficient at this, Metis. Goddess of knowledge, don't mess with me. Well, you promised a secret.
Interesting.
That's right, I suppose I did. Which one should to pick, though? I never learned how to whistle.
come on.
What? That's not a secret. It is if you never told anyone. Real talk, though, I can't whistle properly either. Like, I can whistle, no, but I learned a very different method for doing it, and because of that, I can't like whistle loudly or anything, but because of that, I can make a very interesting sound. I'll show it to you at some point, or rather, I'll actually do it at some point. It depends. Like, would you guys actually want that? Just one of my dumb parlor tricks that I never actually do anymore. It is to me. I'm quite embarrassed about this revelation. Can you see me blushing? Oh yes, he's totally blushing. Someone without shame can't blush. Ouch. Nicely said, Mime. Well, I still had fun. Secret or not, I still had fun playing.
Interesting.
It was very insightful. I do enjoy having my expectations subverted. Michael's eyes float to the door, and his lips draw up into a smirk. This has been a pleasant distraction, but I believe our quarry just arrived. We should listen in. Michael motioned subtly as the booth behind you is filled with three burly guys, each with a tankard of ale. Oh yeah, another reason why my previous attempt messed up. For some reason, my OBS setting in the sound mixer like reset. So I had to, so the music was too loud and I could barely hear myself talk. I can't believe the boss had us act as delivery men. I thought we were supposed to do guard duty, not heavy lifting. Well, you can't expect those scrawny mages to pull their weight. They pull their weight all the goddamn time for your convenience. I'm getting a bad feeling about using magic like that, even if it is from the capital. What if the safe is haunted with some kind of witch magic? It's a magical item, of course it's magical. Jeez.
What? Really?
I suppose it's not our problem, since the boss isn't letting anyone into that precious office of his. Ooh! A magical safe in his personal quarters that he doesn't let anyone enter. I wonder if something special is there. I wonder just what kind of stuff he's going to hide in that safe if he is resorting to using a magical one to keep it locked away. It's certainly something he doesn't want people to find out at any cost. I wonder if it's something we plan to steal.
Watch your mouth.
Hey there, buddy. Let me give you some advice as your elder and all. You want to keep working for Goldner? You stop asking stupid questions like that. Also, you're older? You all look exactly the same age. In fact, you look like you could be brothers. We guard the place, and it's no one's business what he's hiding in there. Understand? I understand. Michael empties his glass of wine with a sly smirk.
How curious.
Seems like our evening has concluded. Let us return home, shall we? Yes, let's. You leave the tavern. The cold air is a stark contrast to the toasty bar, and you shiver.
Well done.
So Goldner is hiding something. It seems as off as is the place for us to go.
Interesting.
That would appear to be the case, but he recently installed some magic safe from the capital. He must recognize the value of the artifact he stole from Caden. This could be trouble, no, but at least as now we know, so we can prepare.
Well, isn't this neat?
All in all, I say this little excursion of ours was very fruitful. Wasn't it just? Romance. Without the spying, it was almost a date. I suppose it went okay. This was fun. I kind of want to joke about this. You know, if we took away the spy element, this would almost have been a pleasant night out. And a hydrated one.
Oh, really?
I happen to have a weakness for dates with a bit of a dangerous tension, so to say. Okay, how many dates have tried to kill you? And was one of them a dragon by any chance? So let's do this again sometime, no?
Here you are, Mime.
This is a sweet roll? But why?
I noticed you were shooting the baking stall longing glances earlier. Given you can't actually reveal yourself, I figured I could swipe it for you.
Thank you so much. You're so kind. Wait, you did pay for this, right?
Well, you can't expect me to do more than one good deed in a day, can you?
Michael?
So there you go. Michael takes doing good. Takes the one good deed a day so seriously he refuses to do more than one. Zelos 2.0.